I think the fourth material cause of sausage is casing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be. There's obviously such thing as bulk sausage. There's even such a thing as bulk sausage that can be fermented. A little patty, I've done it. It ferments beautifully, wonderfully. It's awesome. But for some reason, we have been stuffing the ground meat into the intestines of the pig and the cow and the lamb for little tiny breakfast sausages. And so, maybe the fourth material cause is some sort of form. It's a mold. You can bake your sausage in a tureen. You can shape it by stuffing it into a casing and then poaching it or frying it or something. But there's some sort of form that is put on this incredibly malleable, shapeable ground mass of seasoned pork. And it's usually the intestines, the small intestine of a pig, which is a genius thing. I can't imagine how that was arrived at, to use the pig's own guts to store the meat from the same pig. And to let it hang around for a while until it gets dry, and then cut into it and just go to town. Really, really amazing. And so definitely natural casings. I've never used them, the cellulose casings, the synthetic ones that are made, but I assume that they have a candy wrapper-like quality, which would be very off-putting for me. There's nothing quite like the snap of the actual small intestine of a pig. It's so delicious, and it's really the small intestine that has been removed from the mesentery, which is kind of like this fatty sheath in which it is cased, and you just pull it out of that. It's kind of simple. It slides right out as the mesentery remains behind, and then you work the inside clean by pressing and extruding the pink mucosal inner lining. And then you are left with a clear casing that you can see through. And those, I would say, are the essential ingredients. And it's not for nothing. It's good pork, salt, fat casing, or some sort of form. And if you get those, you don't have to accumulate a ton of very complex recipes with esoteric ingredients and obsess over the exact and precise measurements of each one and ratios. If you did nothing but slaughter a healthy pig, grind its flesh and salt it 2% by weight and put it in a casing and fry it up, call it good. That will, I am 90% certain that will be, well, I'd say in 90% of the cases, that will be the most delicious sausage you've ever had.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, 90% of you. It really will.
Yeah.
It's just shockingly good. It's stupidly good. It's better than it ought.
You did do an experiment, and I think there is some historical basis for an uncased sausage.
Yeah.
And I remember you tested it maybe last winter. You made like a patty out of raw sausage mix. And then you had it kind of dry out here on this shelf.
I put it on the shelf right there.
That we're recording.
On top of a coffee filter.
Exactly, yes. Highly scientific.
Yeah.
And sanitary and all that. But it worked.
Yeah.
Actually, one time it worked, one time it didn't work.
Yeah.
But the one time a lot of it is the weather.
It's just the climate in the shop.
The first time we had the right climate, the second time we didn't. But it developed this beautiful, like, penicillin. Okay, I'm stealing your thunder here. Go ahead and tell us what happened. But it was like cheese.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was perfect. It worked really well. Got the penicillium mold, which is kind of an indication of a low pH, which is to say high acidity, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked. It worked really well.
I mean, we sliced into it.
It was fully equalized and dry, and yeah, it was delicious. I think in France they call them, I don't know how to say it, but the beret, like a beret, that kind of style hat.
Oh, yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, so it is part of, I think, the cooler climes in France, northern mountainous regions have made that kind of salami.
Okay, so that does have a tradition behind it. Okay,
yeah.
So that legitimizes it in my mind because it's lasted,
Yeah.
And yeah, so like farmers markets, you would see them, I think, abundantly. Like people do this.
Yes.
It's a thing. Yeah, it's not just Brandon being like eccentric.
No, 'tis a thing.
Yeah.